Hi guys, it's Nick from Nick Young Electrical. In today's video, we're going to provide a brief description about the installation of smoke alarms in Queensland. In this video, we're going to cover topics such as types of smoke alarms required, how many are needed, where they should be located, recommended brands, and how often you should change your battery. Okay, to start this off, let's start by talking about smoke alarm requirements as per regulation. All smoke alarms must be photoelectric to meet the current standards. This means that the old ionisation smoke alarms you used to get no longer meet regulations and should be replaced. All smoke alarms must be interconnected, whether by wire or wireless connection. So this rules out many of the smoke alarms sold at your local hardware store. New build and major renovations must have hardwired smoke alarms, while existing homes may use 10-year battery wireless connected smoke alarms where it is difficult to reasonably run wires. All smoke alarms must be less than 10 years old from date of install, at which point smoke alarms are to be removed and replaced with new smoke alarms. Okay, rightio, let's move on to the current types of smoke alarms that are available. First, you have your standard hardwired smoke alarm with 9-volt battery backup. This is a hardwired smoke alarm which contains a 9-volt battery which is required to be replaced every year. Second, we have the hardwired smoke alarms with the 10-year battery, which means no need to replace batteries for the entire life of the smoke alarm. And your final type is 10-year battery wirelessly interconnected smoke alarm. These smoke alarms are a little bit more expensive than the hardwired smoke alarms, but I found it quite often that due to the quick and simple install of these alarms, the money saved from the labour and running of wires make it the cheaper option. Right, I know what you're currently thinking. Nick, I know what type of smoke alarms I need, but how many smoke alarms do I need to install? To answer this question, we first need to look at where they are required to be installed. To start off with, every bedroom must have a smoke alarm, even those currently not used as a bedroom. Quite often I go to install smoke alarms and people go, "Oh, I just use this room as a storage room, so I shouldn't need a smoke alarm in here." But unfortunately, this is not the case. We still need to install an alarm in these rooms as it has the possibility of being used as a bedroom. I like to say to people, if the real estate came to sell this house as an empty house, are they going to count this room as a bedroom? To help explain which rooms count as bedrooms. The next location we require smoke alarms is in hallways and spaces that lead to exits. This can include lounge rooms, dining rooms, dependent on the layout of the house. For multi-storey buildings, it is required to have a smoke alarm on each level of the building. Finally, another question people often ask is, do I need a smoke alarm in my kitchen? And the answer is no. In fact, many kitchens, it's difficult to find a location to install a smoke alarm, as they are required to be installed 6 meters from heat and smoke sources. Our final topic for this video is brands of smoke alarms. When installing smoke alarms, I use 2 main brands, Brooks and Red smoke alarms, but I'll provide my opinion on all major brands available. One key note when it comes to brands of smoke alarms is to keep with one brand throughout the entire house. Do not mix and match smoke alarms, as this is likely to cause future issues of nuisance alarms. Right, first up we have Brooks smoke alarms. These are one of the first reliable smoke alarms I came to install and trust. They have one of the largest range of smoke alarms, including alarms for heat and carbon monoxide. The main issue I find with these smoke alarms, though, is the cost is more than most other brands of smoke alarms available these days. But this price is due to the high quality of the alarms. Right, next we have Red smoke alarms. These are a budget range of smoke alarms and so are quite often used in rental properties. But in saying this, I've installed a large number of these smoke alarms and have had extremely low numbers of alarms have issues. Personally, if I was installing smoke alarms in my house, this would be my choice of smoke. Next up is Calypso smoke alarms. Unfortunately, these smoke alarms are known for having an issue with false alarms. This is to the point where I know electricians where when a house has these smoke alarms is having issues, they will just recommend replacing all the smoke alarms with a different brand rather than try and locate the fault. The leading theory I have found as to why this happens is due to the signal sent down the power lines to turn on and off your hot water system, but this is not confirmed. Calypso have recently brought out a new range of smoke alarms to connect to their smart home system. I have not had any experience with these alarms yet and can't say as to whether or not these have the same issue or if it's fixed. Our final brand of smoke alarm is PSA smoke alarms. I personally have had a bad experience with these smoke alarms. I installed a large number of these in a large double-storey house, where a couple of months after I installed these alarms, one of the alarms became faulty. I had to go back and replace it, which fair enough. Things happen. All seemed fine, till a couple of months later I get a call to go back, where I find another faulty alarm, and a second alarm that seemed suspicious. So at this point, I just replaced all the alarms with a different brand, and have since had no issues. I've also never met an electrician that recommends this brand. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope this has helped answer your questions on smoke alarms in Queensland. Thanks for listening, and see you in the next video. This brings